welcome back. It's awful. What do we got?
Again. Super juicy, too easy, Max Hazy.
I'm sticking to the old Max Maverick. It's ultra low carb, bright lager. It's a little beauty. Oh,
cheers, man.
We just might have to point out to people on the other side of the world that it's lunchtime on a Saturday, 12 o'clock. And we should be doing
12.
chores. We should be doing chores. We've got a beer.
100%. 100%.
All right, well, before we get started, I think it's important to recognise a big day today. It's February the 6th, and of course, 1958, Munich air disaster. So I think we'll raise a little drink for the 8 players that unfortunately died due to that crash. I think it's 23 people in total, with journalists and stewards and that. So it's a day that I remember when I asked for. I sent a letter to Ron Atkinson to be a mascot. Yeah. I sent one to Fergie as well and got nothing back. But I sent one to Ron Atkinson and I got back so much stuff on United. And in that pack, this would have been like 1984 or 5, was a massive booklet all about Munich air disaster. And that's, obviously your family tell you about it. Your dad, I've started talking to my kids about it this week. So it's how we play. It's how we always should play, with Busby Babes, 10 years later winning what was then the European Cup. And it's what we want now. It's how the football we want now is starting to come back a bit with Carrick. So let's raise a little toast to all those
Busby
that passed
Babes.
away in that Munich air disaster, mate. And the Busby Babes, and winning the European Cup in 1968 after that. And that literally started who we are, I reckon.
It's what United's about. And I think, obviously, as you've kind of very well put that together, it should be a really good reminder to those players as well. This is what it means to play for the Manchester United shirt and our roots. So yeah,
absolutely. Cheers to that one. So we haven't been on since the Fulham game, which we were really worried about. Not really worried about. It was just going to be a bigger test in, I think, the other 2 games, because we were going into the other 2 games where I kind of, the fans would have expected a draw or a loss, I guess. But I thought Carrick did really well. Lemens kept us in the game close to straight away with that little cheeky save at the front post.
Yep.
And then what did we got? It was never a penalty, obviously, we know that. It was a free kick, another assist from Bruno, and another header from... I'm pretty sure I said Casemiro was going to score, didn't I?
He did. He definitely did. Well, you say that every game, to be fair, so one day it's going to come off. I think I saw somewhere that he's the most club goals that he scored in a season.
Wow.
And he's at the end of his potentially, at the later end of his career, isn't he? So
it's brilliant.
He loves the Premier League, he loves Man United, and he loves a header.
Absolutely. So that gave us 1-0. I think it was then a Casemiro to Cunha pass, and that finish was just beautiful.
What about, do you see
near post, top corner. That was brilliant, wasn't it? It's like a 5-second no-look pass. It was amazing. What happened after that? So they got a penalty. I think Maguire had to go for that. And then they score a worldie, and you're thinking, oh, God, here we go again. But then we've seen something that we've seen the last few games of Man United. We just went for it, never give up. Sesko had a headed first touch, wasn't it?
Yeah, off the post. Yep.
Yeah. And then what happened after that, Kameel?
After what?
After Sesko misses that chance, what happens after that?
Casemiro comes out, and then all of a sudden we sit back. We concede 2 goals, but then Bruno to the rescue, isn't he? Nice little turn.
Yeah.
Puts it in a perfect place, and what a great finish by Sesko as well. I think everybody
so
wanted that
him.
for him. So yeah, and it's a late goal. It's Fergie time. It's everything that it just makes it even better, doesn't it, to win a game? The last kiss.
The first thing I noticed on the replays and all that kind of stuff was just Xerxes just legging it on and jumping on. That was pretty cool to see.
So it shows
That
the squad. I mean, Xerxes not played a minute, I don't think, under Carrick, has he? That I can remember in the last 3 games. So
yeah,
the squad togetherness is there, isn't it? Still, and which is good to see. And
oh, it's
that comes with results, really, doesn't it? When the team's doing well, when we're getting results, it's infectious, and everybody can't help but just get on board and just get behind the club and win football matches and be happy for your teammates. So it's great to see.
and even better that win took us into fourth. Fantastic.
Yep.
And then we come up
Cemented, if
against
you like. We're sitting nicely in fourth, couple of points clear, aren't we? So
absolutely fantastic. All right, well, so we move on to All Spurs. Obviously, we played them in one of the most thrilling games that any of us ever watched in the Europa final, but let's not talk about that ever again. So we played each other in November, 2-2 going into this. We're obviously unbeaten in 5. I think their last 5 games they've lost 2 or 3. So what's your thoughts? They're down in 14th. We're 4th. They're
oh,
awful at
it's
home,
an
but
interesting one. I think Fulham are better than Tottenham. We've
yeah,
always,
absolutely
I think we've always done well against Tottenham, especially under the third year, and then they've kind of become a little bit of a bogey team, haven't they?
agree.
But as Roy Keane once famously said, lads at Tottenham, they are, what you said, what did you say they are? 14th or something, 29 points. It's
We're at home.
we're at home. I think this period is certainly a season defining period for us. You beat Tottenham. We've got obviously West Ham and Everton coming up next. It's a really, really good period for us to press on and kind of and make it count, really, isn't it? So
It's actually, you know what, I might. There's 3 really winnable games coming up, and I think we have to take all 9 points from that. I think there's no excuse now. I don't want to say no excuse to get Champions League. There's no excuse to finish. We have to finish top 6. We need a minimum for Europa. I still don't know about Champions League, Kameel, because if we get injuries, touch wood, we're in trouble. I'm also not like, you hear a lot of people slagging off the club for not bringing anyone in January, but I'm actually okay with it because I don't want them to rush in. I want them to make sure we get the players that are right for Manchester United and not throw 250 grand a week at someone to get him in really quickly. It's what we've done for ages and it's not right. If we haven't identified the right people, don't bring them in yet. I'm okay with that. How do you feel? We've not spoke about it, have we? How do you feel about it?
no, I said to you 4 months ago. I think it might have been maybe even 4 or 5 months ago when we first linked, obviously with Belieber, and didn't happen in the summer. And then there was talk about Anderson and Wharton as well. And I just said, just go get all 3, make a statement. We needed a midfielder anyway. Now with Casemiro definitely going at the end of the window, we need 2.
No,
Fact,
but Kameel, all three of
go
those,
and get all
all
3 of
three
them.
of those players, you just mentioned, are not sitting midfielders. And if you bring all 3 of them in, where's Kobe playing? So they've got to get this right. They've got to get this right. We need someone to replace Casemiro, and we need best in class for a holding midfielder. I don't know who that is, but what we also don't want is if we do bring all 3 in, and I know what you mean by that. You know what I mean? They can adjust. They could use one of them and see their skills, but we also got to remember we've got Kobe Menu, and on his day, he's going to be up there with. I believe has been. I don't even remember watching Belieber last year and everyone's going on about him this year. And he's got linked to us and then he's fallen off a cliff, hasn't he? So Anderson's the one I'd have out of all 3 of those, mate. I don't think we need all 3 because you don't want to kill Kobe. But I know what you
I
mean.
don't know.
Go and get all 3
we
because
need a
we're Man
midfield,
United, you know. Yeah.
but we need a midfielder already. So Casemiro again, we need 2. You have to go
Yeah.
and get 2 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look. I mean, we're out of every cup competition. We've only got 13-ish, is it 13 or 14 games of the season left? So go and get anybody in January was probably, not the right thing to do. So we've got a squad that's pretty much at full strength. It was up until Dorgo, and obviously got the lit on the sidelines still. But yeah,
Well, he looks like the only one that's out for a while. So, well, going into this one then, mate, and we're all feeling good, and it's been the happiest 3 weeks of our lives going to work, which hasn't been like that for a long time. So, what's your score predictions?
They are
What are you
dangerous
going
on the
with?
attack. Tottenham are
Yeah,
dangerous. They are dangerous on the attack. But like I said, I don't think they're any better than Fulham. And I think the way we played against Fulham was pretty good up until that kind of last 20 minutes. We're going to concede goals because we always seem to concede goals, but we keep scoring. I think like, if we scored, and since Carrick has taken over, two against City, three against Arsenal, and three against Fulham, wasn't it? So there's 8 goals
yeah.
in 3 games. So um, if the averages are to go by, then another 3 goals for United and probably a 3-1.
You're going 3-1. And to be fair, that Fulham game, you know, they get a penalty for Maguire's he's got to dive in there, and then they get a
Yeah,
worldie. So at least he didn't break us down and nail us and score.
yeah.
And then obviously with Arsenal, they did that fucking
But
shithousery with the free kicks
the
and
way
corners and all that crap.
corner FC, but the way Fulham opened us up was different, and it was a different. It's always going to be different because it was different to playing City. You know the way City sets up, and it's different to playing Arsenal. So Fulham was always going to be that little bit more trickier. With us having to be in the front foot, have a bit more possession, but they did expose some gaps in our armour there on the break.
Well,
But
but Carrick's there, mate. We'll be all right. So you're going 3-1. Come on, who's your 3 goal
yeah,
scorers?
I think he's going to start Sesko. I think it's about time that Ahmed probably drops to the bench. He's been playing I think almost every minute, hasn't he? I don't think he's been taken off. So since he came back from the Afcon stuff, so I think he's got to play Sesko to start. I think Cunha's due to start as well. So Sesko to score, Bruno to score, and Burmo to score.
Cool. You're always saying Bemo. So I'm going to go
He's
for
due on
two
as well,
one.
though.
He is due one. I'm going to go for 2-1. I think he'll start with the same setup as he did against Fulham. So I think Sesko will be on the bench, and I'm going to go with. Ooh, I'm going to go for Acuna and Mbemo, and that's me 2-1. But you know what? As long as we don't lose, mate, at home, it's a massive day. But these days can also overpower some things where the players sometimes they don't play great on these days, do they? So let's just go out there
It's
and
nearly kicked off.
just go for it. Yeah.
Um, I think I do think for momentum and getting a late winner, you can just imagine him training all week. I think he has to start Sesko and have him really kind of springboard from that goal, that late goal, that winner at the Stretford end. So yeah,
Yeah.
3 points is
I
all we
don't
want
mind.
anyway. Don't
I
really
don't
care.
mind if he starts. I don't mind if he starts Sesko. That's for sure.
He's actually he's scored more goals this season than Hoyland did last season in his second season. So Hoyland in his second season scored 4 goals. Sesko's on 5 with about 13 games to play. So I think pundits and the criticism that he's had his way has been a bit harsh and a bit unfair, given that it is his first season
A bit.
in the
It's
Premier League.
appalling because
Yeah,
they didn't
yeah,
do it to Words. They don't do it to Gokares. It's
Gokaresh.
that whole
Yeah,
United slam thing. It's
yeah,
appalling how even how Hoyland got treated. It was just shocking. But I think Hoyland was just wrong time. I think if Hoyland was in this team, I think he'd be a lot better. I really do.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really
True.
do. I think again I don't want to slag Cameron off, but he was playing so many players out of position, and there was something wrong. I think Carrick would be getting Hoyland involved in the game, like he does with Sesko, more than Amarin was getting Hoyland involved in the game, if you know what I mean. But well, that's all right. Well, we won't end on a negative. So you brought up a
Actually,
stat earlier.
I'm going to give you one question.
Go on
I'm
then.
going to give you one question.
This is
Because I had to look it up because Carrick in the seat is played for both Tottenham and United. Is he the best signing that we've had from Tottenham. I'll give you some others. Obviously, in recent times, we've had Reguilon, didn't do anything. Ericsson, but I'd say that if I was going to give you a big three, so Carrick, absolute legend. Berbatov, or Teddy Sheringham.
Now, if you checked all of
came,
these,
what was he, 1990,
have
late
you
90s, 1997?
have you checked that all of these didn't come from another club first? Because it was so long ago.
1997, Teddy
I,
Sheringham. Mid-2000s, 2005, 2006, whatever it was. I think Carrick came on that early and played like a decade for United, didn't he? So
my memory's not the best. Did Berbatov come from Spurs or Fulham? Where did Berbatov come from? Is he... Right, well, I've heard that Carrick has had... I don't know if you heard this in the last couple of weeks, but apparently Berbatov's been at Carrington helping Sesko quite a lot.
I did see that.
I don't think
fantastic.
Yeah,
so I did hear that.
That's pretty amazing. And I always remember being at United game when Teddy Sheringham had signed for us, and me and my mate, a lad called Russ, and we were watching it, and this ball was just booted so high in the air, and I've never ever seen a better takedown out of 10 than we did that day. And we still reference it now, like a touch like Teddy Sheringham, and he just took that straight on his toe. It didn't move. I think it's the best touch I've ever seen in my life, and he scored in the Champions League final. So I'm going to go with Teddy.
You did. You saying that Teddy Sheringham's got a better touch than Dimitar Berbatov?
I'm telling you that I witnessed the greatest touch of all time. Whether you believe that or not is different. And Teddy Sheringham had the hold-up play of Mark Hughes. He was brilliant, wasn't he? But, mate, I love Teddy. Teddy was brilliant, but Berbatov, I think he was a bit misunderstood by some fans, wasn't he? But I love those kind of players, so fair play. I like them both, but I'm going with Teddy. But I also think Michael Carrick is one of the most underrated midfielders in the Premier League at his time. He was one of the best, without fail.
Yeah, I think the later.
Well, I'm going
career,
Teddy.
Especially, he didn't end up in that. He didn't end up in that England setup because obviously he couldn't. When you had a Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes in there, like it was. But he just aged like fire. Like wine, didn't he? Just got better and better.
Yeah,
we got. But yeah.
Who are you going with? Reguilon?
All right. Well, on that note, no, Michael Carrick.
Nice. All right. Well, that's it, mate.
Yeah. Oh, on that note, come on, United, collars up. Another episode.
Collars up. Cantona's collar.
1:30.
Love it. Come on.
1:30 a.m. kickoff for us over here on this side of the world. So
get in. Come on. Love it. See you later, buddy.